Hello, Serious Survivor here, and this is a new series called the Prepper's Concerns series. And we're going to talk about events here that occur not just nationally, but worldwide that can drastically affect us as preppers and just as individuals and citizens of humanity in general. And the event that I want to talk about today, or the series of events, is the U.S. pulling out of the INF Treaty. This is actually a pretty big deal, and this has also prompted threats and responses from Moscow talking about the risk associated with us pulling out of this treaty. Now, this treaty, for those that aren't familiar with it, it does a lot of things. And one of the things that this treaty did was call for a ban on all missiles with a range of 310 to 3,400 miles. So all missiles that have a range that falls between those values, we were restricted from producing and keeping in our arsenal, and the same as the Soviet Union. Now, the problem with this is the Soviet Union recently has been bragging about their new hypersonic missiles that do fall well within this range and the capabilities described in that treaty. And the U.S. has pulled out of this treaty for the time being to demonstrate to Russia that they have to stop manufacturing these weapons that they're manufacturing at this point in time. And the Russian government continues to deny that they're manufacturing these weapons, but yet they still provide information publicly about the range and the capabilities of these new supersonic missiles, and almost bragging that no one in the world has the technology to shoot them down. Now, another thing about this treaty that's also a little unnerving to us is that when this treaty was originally created, which has been a while back, then we're talking about during the Cold War and during that time in our country's history. So when this event took place and this treaty was initially created, then these other nations that have developed nuclear weapons since then do not fall into that treaty, or they are not a member or part of that treaty, I should say. So countries like China, Pakistan, India, these other countries that have nuclear weapons, multiple nuclear warheads, and missiles that fall within those restricted guidelines, they're not affected by these treaties. So they're in no way restricted on the production of their nuclear weapons, and this should be a concern to everyone. And as tempers flare around the world, we've seen lately that the politics, not just in our nation but around the world, has really taken a different turn over the last few years than what we've seen the prior decades. And this can be a little disturbing when we look at some of the headlines. Although we do see a lot of fake news, we have to really read between the lines, and we have to really keep up with what's going on to make sure that we have all of the correct facts. But if we do have nations out there that are not restricted by the same guidelines and laws that we are, then maybe we should pull out of that treaty. But that's just my concerns on it right this moment. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And we're going to try and keep this series going. Every couple of days, we're going to talk about a major subject, and I want to get people's input on it. And tell me what you know about it so I can learn from the comments just as much as I learn from the research. Well, that's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep an eye on the channel for lots of new videos that we got coming out. And for now, Serious Survivor, out.